Hey everyone, welcome back to another Deep French guitar lesson. Today I'm going to teach 4 chords that every beginning guitar player should learn within the first 2 or 3 weeks of either taking lessons or just learning guitar on their own. And these 4 chords I call pivot chords. The reason I call them pivot chords is because to get from one chord to the next, we're going to keep one finger on the guitar at all times. You're going to be pivoting. And this is going to teach efficiency, it's going to teach being smooth, it's going to teach technique. It's a really good way for the beginning guitar player to sort of see that, hey, this doesn't have to be as challenging as they think it is. So the chords we're going to be learning today are E minor, C, D7, G. So these 4 chords are all part of the key of G, and they work together diatonically. We're going to look how to use them either in that order or in different orders. So the first chord we're going to look at is an E minor, which is your minor 6 in the key of D. And to play this, we're just going to put our first finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, our 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. And the reason I like teaching this chord as a first chord for new guitar players is because it's real big. It only takes 2 fingers to play. They're real close together, and it's one where you can strum all the strings. So you don't have to avoid any strings in order to play it. And we're going to start with our pick on the low 6th string, and we're just going to strum straight down. So when playing this chord, you got to make sure that you're keeping enough space here between your fingers, the palm of your hand, and the strings. Otherwise, you're going to get some dead strings in there. And we want to make sure everything rings out. It's a nice big open chord. Okay, so the next chord we're going to go to is the 4 chord in the key of G, and that would be a C. And to do this, we're going to pivot on our 2nd finger, and we're going to put our 3rd finger up here on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, and our 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. And in this one we have to avoid this low E string. We're going to start on the root, which is on the 5th string, and that's our C. So we're going to strum from the 5th string down. Okay. After this we're going to go to our 5 chord, which is a 7th chord, and we're going to actually play the 7th chord today. And by doing this, we're going to pivot on our 1st finger to the D7. And here our root's going to be on our open 4 string, that's our D, and we're going to play straight down. That's a D7. Okay. And then from here, we're going to keep our 3rd finger on the 1st string. We're going to slide it forward. And we're going to keep our 1st and 2nd strings in that, or fingers in that same shape. We're going to move them down to the 5th and 6th strings. And in this one too, you can play all 6 strings. It's a nice big chord. You got 3 open strings. So this one rings out nice. You just got to make sure these fingers are going straight down onto the fretboard so nothing gets muted. Okay. Then we're going to go back and start again. We're going to repeat by keeping our 1st finger on the guitar, make a little adjustment, move our 2nd finger back. Now we're back in that E minor. So again, it's E minor, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, D7, and G. Repeat. C, D7, G. Then we're going to end it on the minor 6 or the E minor. Okay, so as you're doing that, you're learning that you don't have to move your fingers too much to get from one chord to the next. And one thing I always see a lot of new guitar players do is they want to, when they're going from one chord to the next, they want to throw their fingers in the air and start over. And that just takes a lot more time and it's very inefficient. So we don't need to do that. We just need to kind of work off the chord that we're on and just minor little movements here and there. Okay, we don't have to play them in that order. We could also start on the G. We're going to start on the 1 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. on a 4 chord. We could start on our C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay. So there's just different ways to play this. Now, once you get those chords down, you don't have to keep them in that same order. The nice thing is you'll have the chords figured out, and then you can kind of move them around. So we can go from a G to a D7 to an E minor to a C, back to G. So it's good to kind of mix them up a little bit and try them in different orders because you don't want to learn them only in that order. Okay, so if you found this useful, go ahead and like and subscribe. I also have a link to the book down below where you can find more lessons like this. I look forward to seeing you in future lessons.